There's a rule I use to price my midterm rentals that most hosts have never heard of. It's called the 25% rebuild rule, and it's how I determine if a property can generate $10,000 plus per month from insurance companies. Here's how it works. If a home is destroyed and needs to be rebuilt, the insurance policy typically allocates 25% of that actual structure's rebuild value for temporary housing. So if the cost to rebuild a whole property is $400,000, that's $100,000 per year per claim, or $8,300,000 per month just for housing. But here's the kicker. I'm not targeting $400,000 rebuild homes. I'm targeting higher. And that's how we get those $15K, $20K, and even $28K monthly bookings. I'm Dr. Rachel Gainsbrugh, and in this clip, I am being interviewed by Beardy Brandon, and we are pulling back the curtain on the entire midterm rental insurance strategy. This is the market where you're not competing with thousands of other Airbnb hosts. You're serving families in crisis who need a place to stay for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and their insurance companies are footing the bill. I'm breaking down my cover framework, showing you exactly which platforms to list on, like ALE Solutions, the #1 temporary housing agency in North America, and teaching you how to respond fast so you actually get the booking instead of getting ghosted.
All right, so how do we find a midterm rental insurance client to give us lots of money for our property?
Yeah, absolutely. And 5 easy steps.
Five easy steps.
Yes.
Good, I'm gonna take notes.
Okay, I have a framework. It's called COVER, COVER.
Ooh, I love frameworks.
All right.
I'm an acronym
Brandon
fan.
is just writing it down.
I'm writing it down.
Awesome. Okay, C is for choose wisely. You want to choose a property that is going to meet the need of your ideal guest avatar. So again, for me, it's a family that is relocating from their property due to a disaster. I prefer families and larger families because they're typically coming from a larger home that has a higher depreciable opportunity. And I'll tell you why in a moment, why that matters. O is for optimize pricing. So to optimize the pricing and ask for what you believe your property is worth, you need to have an understanding of the rebuild value of the property structure. And typically we have an allowance in our homeowner's insurance that covers us if our home is uninhabitable. And that's typically 25% of the rebuild value of the structure. So I'm looking for properties that not necessarily are grab bag properties, $17,000. Well, there's not much meat left on that bone. I want 25% of a $400,000 property that will give me $100,000 per claim per year.
Yeah.
So that's how you optimize pricing.
Yeah.
V is value add amenities. And we touch based on that. The 2 top amenities that I think is oh so very important and sets me apart from the crowd is pet friendly, which a lot of people aren't willing to do, and accessibility. So although we're not ADA certified, but we're always thinking of granny and grandpa in mind. We have them in mind. We have in mind special needs children, because at the end of the day, those are our most vulnerable individuals, and we want to make sure we have a space for them. Not a lot of hosts are thinking of that. E is for exposure. You want to make sure your property is listed on all the platforms, whether it's Airbnb, Vrbo, Furnish Finder, on the internal platforms of the temporary housing agencies, such as ALE Solutions. They have a register your property link. Just go in there.
AL what?
ALE Solutions. That's one. Yep. They are the #1 temporary housing agency in North America.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Talk about stay in your lane. So Allstate, State Farm, Progressive, they don't have access to real estate. They don't have access to housing. So you know what they do? They outsource housing to a third-party agency.
Yeah.
And that's what ALE Solutions is.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So all you have to do is go in there, register your property. You don't get the warm and fuzzy of your photo is really cute. No, it just disappears. You're like, where did it go? you know, and then you wait patiently, you do your thing, but you get that call. We got 2 calls this week that I'm still trying to house. Okay?
Yeah. So we got choose wisely, optimize pricing, value add amenities, exposure, and
R is to respond quickly. Okay. So to answer your question, you're like, do you go out looking? No. We list our properties, and when they reach out, we respond quickly. At the end of the day, sadly, a lot of these individuals that are at the temporary housing agency are overworked.
Yeah.
So it's my pet peeve when one of our students comes to me and say, oh, they're ghosting me. They're not ghosting you. Just respond and follow up.
Yeah.
Right? So have a cadence of follow up, respond, let them know, hey, Melody, just wanted to find out about the Smiths family. Did you find housing for them? I just want to make sure they're okay. Melody just go, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. That is the response. You're not bothering them. You want to respond. I know there are, entire corporate housing businesses that go after these deals, and like they built entire models to go after these particular deals because they're highly lucrative. But I'm a mom with a whole husband and 2 boys. I was working full time. Yeah. So for me, less is more. Less is more. And so that was the 80-20 rule for me, how I got I leveraged the fewest number of properties to generate really the highest profitability.
How do you determine what a house is going to rent for? And what I mean by that is like actually in between podcasts, I just put a house under contract verbally.
Nice.
So, and it's an $800,000 house. We'll probably sell it like $1 million. Yeah, it's awesome. It won't be that huge of a spread if we flip it, which is kind of what we do. And I'm thinking about this and I'm like, well, we could long-term rent that for only like $5,000.